welcome to another Elev8. Tonight we got Alexander the Great. Oh, this cat is coming up. He's down there in Miami. His Teddy bears are amazing, along with all of his other work. Really awesome guy. I'm really excited to get to talk to him tonight. Chris is anyways. I'm excited to get to hear the conversation. I really want to put something out quick about Elev8 dolls. We're looking for some brand ambassadors. Hit us up. Anyways, let's check out Alexander the Great right now.
Thanks, Steve. And now for our very special interview with Alexander the Great class. Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for joining us. How did you get started blowing glass?
How did I get started, man? It was actually a funny story because me and a group of friends, for the first time ever, were introduced to like an elbow piece, a dinosaur.
Yeah.
And I just right away said, hey, what machine makes this? And everyone starts laughing at me. They're like, machine, bro, you never heard of elbow? What? I was like oblivious to all this stuff. This was like 8 years ago. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They showed me one video of him blowing glass. And I was like, what is this? How do I do this? Like, where can I find out about this? You know? And that led me to finding an older woman that teaches like how to make earrings and soft glass near me.
Yeah.
And then she goes, what do you want to make? I'm like, to be honest, I want to make bongs, but I appreciate your help. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to introduce you to another boy that did the same thing as you. And then I connected with Willie, that glass guy, who became my mentor. And now he works with me in this studio. And, you know, we've just been growing ever since.
Nice. That's awesome. So you said that was about 8 years ago you first got on the torch?
Yeah, that was like when I first like saw people do it and was like diving into it. When I finally got my torch and got to like dive into the work and practicing and leveling up was about 5 years ago.
Gotcha. What sort of items did you start making when you first got your own torch?
Well, when I first started, I remember I really wanted to just, I'm a business and finance major. So like, I'm all about marketing. So I try to make sense of what I'm making. So since my name was Alexander the Great Glass, I thought crowns, and I started making crowns with a drip of blood on them and having them as pendants. That was like my first series ever. And I called it All Kings Must Die. And I was super into Game of Thrones at the time. So that all like tied into the idea behind it. So it was just like a fun little series. And I remember being really surprised that people were willing to pay me money for my crowns, and that just drove it farther. Then I wanted to put opals on it and make it cooler and really want people to want my stuff.
Yeah, nice. Do you still have any of those old crowns that you kept, or are they all sold?
I have one. And then I've gifted one or two along the way to like either mentors or just people that have given me a lot of guidance in glass. But there's like 3 around me that I can definitely, like, I could see them.
Nice. That's cool. You mentioned earlier you had a mentor. What was his name again?
Willie, that glass guy.
Nice, nice. And you're still working with him?
Yeah, so like it started as a mentor role where he just brought me in, and you know, I didn't have a lot of fun, so we just found a way to make it work. I would provide work for him, help him clean the shop, whatever, and then he would just show me the way. And you know, now he works with me, and I opened this studio, the Glass Bubble, and now he works next to me here, and it's just the full circle, like 6 years of working around him, and we end up next to each other. It's awesome, you know.
Yeah, that's super cool. Have you ever taken any classes before in your career?
Willie was the first person I ever went to for classes. I asked him how much. We did our first transaction for classes. After that, he basically hooked it up, and I never paid for classes again. Like, which is something that I'm definitely contemplating doing now to level myself up.
Oh, nice. That's very cool. So what is the glass scene like out there in Florida?
So here in Florida, you know, there's some great artists. There's some good levels, you know. And since, like I told you, I started 6 years ago. when I started 6 years ago, I really didn't see too many people out there in Florida, excuse me, blowing glass. So the few people I did see were like the Willies, the Bradley Millers here in South Florida. And then uh, as I grew, with the scene, I noticed and started learning a lot more of these greats are from Florida, like the Chad Lacey's and people like that, Lou Glass, Snoopy Glass. A lot of these really good young artists are from here. I just didn't have that connection with them yet.
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't Robert Mickelson have a studio down in Florida too?
Sorry about that one. I didn't mention the
No.
best one of them all, Robert
Oh no, you're
Mickelson.
good. You're good. I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm pretty sure that I think Mickelson has a studio down
No,
in
yeah,
Florida.
you're right, man. Yeah, and he's doing his thing in Ocala, and I can't wait to invest in one of those classes. I definitely
yeah.
will soon.
His classes that he puts on, I've heard amazing things from talking to other artists doing these interviews. I've had a few people that have been to some of his classes, and they nothing but good things I hear about his classes.
Yeah, I need that at this point in my career.
Gotcha. Do you have a preferred style or technique that you like to use with glass?
I like sculpting characters for the most part because I love cartoons. I love anime. I love different kinds of animation. Like I could look at a kid's cartoon and find something to appreciate from it, whether it be the cartoon's voices, the colors, the animation. Like I have some of the bears I made recently here. That if you see how my stuff is, it's very gummy, animated.
Yeah.
And I just love making things like that because I feel like people have a tie to it one way or another. When
Absolutely.
You make characters, and I just love it.
Yeah, that's definitely something that one way or another everybody has some sort of connection with like that type of imagery. What are your favorite items to blow? Pipes, rigs, pendants?
My favorite. Well, basically, like when I don't have orders and I get to just do whatever I want, I like to just dive into what I never get a chance to make. It's not really about, like, personally, my favorite thing to make is whatever is easiest and I could profit from the most. But like when I have that downtime and I get to dive into that color stash and do whatever I want, it's it might be a cup rig with some gummy bears on it, or I have a lot of fun with those. And I've had some pieces in my inventory that I never sold or even put up for sale that were like full build aliens that didn't even have a joint on it. I just wanted to see if I could build an alien, and I did, and it was so much fun.
Nice.
And I keep hoping to bring those back one day.
Nice. That's very cool. That'd be something that'd be awesome to see with a joint on it as a functional piece.
Yeah.
No,
yeah, I would love to bring that back.
What is your favorite color to work with?
Well, as you see, I got the shop, so the color selection is very stacked over here. We have like over 125 colors at the glass bubble, and we're always trying to get more. But my personal favorite color, actually recently I have to give it to Ghost and Lucid. Those two colors right now are freaking killing it. This one's Lucid. It's like that nice, almost opal style purple, and then Ghost is a white version of this one. Just the best. This is Ghost right here on the marble that I put on this opal doll teddy bear joint holder that I made with Lou. We put a Ghost little marble in his hand because it just looked like an opal.
That's awesome.
And
yeah, that's a really cool color. Do those colors work really easily? I've not personally ever gotten to use those.
Super easily. Super.
Nice.
Whenever someone asks me stuff like that when they're buying colors, I'm always like, bro, that color is going to melt really nice. It won't boil on you. It won't give you weird streaks. Those colors work really well.
Nice. Very cool. Do you have a least favorite color to work with?
Yeah, I kind of avoid as many opaque colors in general as I can. Like some opaque colors are nice and easy to work with, But at the end of the day, they boil, and you need a lot of patience for it. And, you know, it just takes so much extra time
Some
that
of
I'd
them are so
rather just get
stiff.
one of those transparent colors. I know, man, and it just takes you so long. And I love them, but it's not worth your time sometimes, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And those transparent colors, you can get like a more cartoony effect with some of them too.
Big time. I might need to get better with the opaques for the eyes and stuff like that, and get better with my eyes so the, you know, the white really sticks out. But those transparent colors, they're making more and more amazing ones. So like, there's no shortage of them.
Nice. Um, what is the most difficult piece that you've ever attempted?
The most difficult piece I ever attempted. So I can't remember the year right now, but um, I was I was making alien bodies, like half alien bodies, and it was one of my first series, like Attack of the Martian or something. It's sad, I don't even remember what the series was called, but they were Martians, and I would do them in different colors, and they were getting harder and harder as I went. And the last one I made went to Tea Leaf Gallery for a UV show, all UV, and I made it all out of Illuminati. That thing was sick. You know, I love it.
Nice.
I have some pictures of it, but I regret not having a lot more of them.
Nice. You mentioned a couple of different series that you've done. Could you give me like a quick overview of like all the different series that you've done?
I mean, I've done a lot, whether it be for like artistic purpose or even financial purpose. Get like a nice, easy, cheap series going, so the people that don't want to buy the $300 to $500 rigs can buy the $100 to $200 rigs. So
Yeah.
like I did for the cheaper end stuff, I did like the Brewski series, which was like just a beer shaped bottle style, and then I added the joint, and you know, it was the rig, just beer
Yeah.
shaped for the most part. What was another one I did? I did the cup series, is one of the more recent ones where, you know, a cup style rig. And I actually got an order for it. A customer drew it out, and he's like, "Oh, can I get this?" And I was like, "You know what? Looks very doable." I did one, and I got a great reaction for it. So I was like, "You know what? These are doable. They're affordable." Started pumping those out for a long time too. And then, and then I had the Martian series, which was like probably one of the most creative rig series I've done. There's like six of them or five of them out there. And yeah, for rig series, that's about it. Then I started doing the terp stations. That was probably like the biggest thing for me for a while. I was doing that for like a year, was just making
Nice.
terp stations for shops and custom ones.
Heck yeah. Very
That
cool.
one was crazy.
And then you've got your Hetty Bears that you're doing right now. Those are super cool.
Now, yeah,
You
now the
doing?
Hetty Bears, I even got the stickers here with the,
Oh,
I got
nice.
the Hetty Bears stickers.
And
Yeah, for sure. I'll send you some over.
you you just showed us a minute ago one of the joint holders with the bears on it. I think you showed a couple pendants with the bears. And then on your page, I
It is a
saw that you
joint
have
holder.
like slides, like plugs for rigs that you've made with the little bears on them. Those are awesome.
Yeah, that's been the biggest project.
Heck yeah, nice. What brought you to make? Did somebody request one of those, or was that an idea that you came up with?
So the plugs, it's I love how things come full circle. That's why to me the most important thing about me as an artist and as like a businessman is customer service. I treat everyone with respect, and like they are the most important customer.
Mhm.
And so I just had connections with a few people that ended up coming up with this new glass cleaner, Voodoo glass cleaner. It's really good. It's like organic, biodegradable, all that great stuff. It's a great cleaner. And I was just talking to him one day, and he asked me, like, "Hey, do you think you can make me plugs?" And we made them clear, so that he can sell it with his cleaner to plug up your bong or
Yeah,
rig so you can shake them up. And I was like, "Yeah, that's a cool idea. Let's do it." I gave him a few, and right before I sent them over, I was like, "What do you think about a couple bears on top of them?" Because I just started doing the Hetty Bears. And he's like, "You know what? That'll be cool." I sent them over. He had a couple. He saw them in his hand, and he was like, "Bro, I need more of these bears. Forget the clear ones." Now he ordered like over 200 bears, and now that's what's going over to them next.
Nice. That's awesome.
The reaction for those bear plugs has been awesome from his fans and all of the client base they have for the cleaner.
That's awesome. That's a really cool like coming together of ideas where like you both succeed together.
Yeah, like we help each other out. I
Yeah,
give him a great
exactly.
price for the plugs, and he has this amazing like heady piece to sell with his cleaner and as a bonus even.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, do you do collaborations often with other glass blowers?
Not I yes and no. I don't really line it up. They kind of just happen. Like we're here in the shop and I made something that I really don't intend to finish or sell. Someone else will take over from there and it turns into actually this was a perfect example. This Hetty Bear joint holder was a piece of opal crushed opal prep that Lou had. It was little and he was like, man, he didn't find a reason for it. I was like, let me make a joint holder out of it. And then our minds together made a opaled owl Hetty Bear joint holder.
Yeah, and
So
then
like that's kind of the collabs I do. I've never really dove into like a week-long process with anyone to make some crazy stuff, but I want to very soon.
nice, nice. Um, so we've kind of mentioned it a little bit, but you have your own shop there that you own. Could you tell me a little bit about like the shop itself and what you guys do?
Yeah, so I could walk you around right now. I'm in the upstairs of the glass bubble. And upstairs we have like a little rack with tools. We have the color rack, like over 100 and something colors. We have color tubing, box full of color tubing, clear. So we have the basic needs for the glass blower. And I started this out of my garage with my partner, Sam. And out of the garage, it was doing really well. And I was working out of my shed at the time, and it was super hot, uncomfortable, lonely. So I was like, I needed to get a warehouse. So we came up with the glass bubble, and now we provide the service of we have 5 spots for artists, which are all full. And we have this upstairs, which is, to retail glass materials to them.
Nice.
The basic ones, just the ones that everyday need type of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome though. When did you guys open the shop there?
We opened the shop actually a little bit after the pandemic because we really wanted to before, but then the pandemic was creeping and then it happened. Things were really weird. So we opened like 3 months ago when things were calming down a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
hoping that it was like over. Obviously, it's not over, but it's better. And the pandemic has definitely hurt us in the sense of like, I can't do classes right now. I can't do events right now. I can't really have people coming in and out, which, Glass Shop has that really good vibe of like
Yeah,
display, like people hanging out, watching. But we really don't have that right now. It's just the 5 of us working our asses off on a daily basis.
yeah. No, that makes sense. But the demand, I'm sure, for events and live glass blowing and all that, once everything does get back to normal, I'm sure will be great.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. We have the
Yeah.
people for it. We have the space for it. It'll be great once we finally get to throw our own stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned a minute ago that you were working in a shed, and I just want a round of applause for you for working in a shed in humid southern Florida, because that's pretty amazing. I
My
could not
God.
imagine that.
I used to look at my phone every morning and it would say 90 degrees, feels like 115 with 80% humidity. And I'd be in that shed dripping sweat. All of us kind of like down here, all of us that are in here now kind of came from that shed format where we were dying. So we're all beyond happy to be here, no matter what the temperature is. It's better than that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the vibe of getting to work with other glass blowers in the area is a lot of fun as well.
It's definitely made me better fast.
Nice, nice. Um, What is the most amount of time that you've spent on a single piece?
A couple days because things happen. I remember there was this one piece I made that was fully Plamphibian, which is this molten ore color. It's extremely stiff,
Yeah.
and it just took really long because I made sure to take my time. It had like 5 opals around the neck, and I had some breakage around the joint multiple times. I had to remake like 4 joints, so it really took a lot of time. If I would have had that in clear or in like cobalt, light blue cobalt, I would have knocked that out in a day for sure. But just the color itself literally sidetracked me like 3 days.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people who aren't terribly familiar with like the process of glass blowing, they don't really understand that like you're battling the glass itself a lot of times. And sometimes the glass doesn't want to be made into whatever you
Exactly.
want to make it into.
I know. And people say, oh, I want orange. There's no transparent orange. So let's think of something else, Like
Yeah.
I got peach. But it's just working with a person. I've learned not to stress myself out. Like if someone wants it in that orange and I don't have the color for them, I'm just not gonna take the order
Mhm.
with you because I used to take those orders just for the money and end up doing what I just told you. 3 days in on a piece,
Yeah.
I should have taken one.
Yeah. And then you're stressed out because you're wasting glass and
Super
everything.
stressed out because you're negative. You're losing money
Mhm.
at that point. You're 3 tries in, losing money, and this person is showing no appreciation. Or sometimes they do show appreciation, and it still hurts because I'm losing money. Like it's
Mhm.
hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sure running a business on top of your personal business is also pretty
Very
hard
hard.
because
It's very hard. I've just started. Like I said, we've been open 3 months. And I have a partner, but he's in school, so I'm here every day. My only day off is Saturday. I'm here every day from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock or later when we close, and I'm doing my glass. I'm handling the customers that come in here. I'm upgrading the shop. I'm fixing the ventilation if anything happens. I'm just managing everything. It's crazy, but that's why you got to do what you love.
taking care of that baby.
Exactly.
Taking
Hey, I love it. I cannot complain. I love it. I really do.
Yeah, you can tell. You can absolutely tell. Um, do you smoke yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Not really tree too much because like just the taste and the smell it leaves on me. The stigma. I don't like people looking at me with that stigma. It's super annoying. So I just will take a dab and I'm on my way. It's so
Nice.
much easier, convenient.
Absolutely. Do you use your own pieces?
Sometimes when I first started, yeah, I always would love to or have to at least try out the piece before it went out. But now, like I'll do orders of like, 20 cup rigs for a shop. I am not trying those 20 cup rigs. Forget that. Those are getting packed and shipped as soon as they come out the oven.
Nice. Nice. Do you keep like second quality pieces or anything like that for yourself?
Yeah, and then my friends end up buying it for cheap too. Like I'll be with a friend smoking, and he'll be like, "Bro, this piece is sick." I'll be like, "You want it? $50." And I'll just
Nice.
take it. At least pays for a pound of some color or something for me to
Yeah.
just do something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a collection of like other people's work that you have?
It's funny. I was kind of like cleaning out my collection yesterday, and my girlfriend asked me, "Why did you stop buying glass once you started blowing glass?" I was like, I don't know. I have no idea because I still have great appreciation for it and everyone in it. But the pieces I have now are pretty much gifts or trades I've had with other artists. And the ones before I bought were like a domino pendant, which I won on a giveaway. And he is one of my favorite artists because the sculptures, of course. And
Yeah.
Yak Glass, which is doesn't really blow glass anymore, but he's someone that helped me out in the beginning when I met, and he had some great work. And then some Willie pieces, obviously my mentor that I kept along the way. After that sentimental stuff, I never really invested in glass that much.
Huh. That's cool though. That's cool. I find a lot of people once they start blowing glass, they don't necessarily collect so much themselves, or
Yeah,
invest
I
as
don't.
much.
Even if people make fun of me, sometimes like my rig setup will be like super janky, and they're like, "How does a glass blower have a janky rig setup?" I'm like, "If you're a glass blower, you know why a glass blower has a janky rig setup, because I'm not wasting the good stuff on me. I'm selling the
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah, exactly. That's
Like that's not. I don't hold that.
yeah. It's like I don't want to hold on to this perfectly good piece that could be a couple of $100, and somebody else could love it way more than I do.
Exactly. You got to get over that attachment very fast.
Yeah, definitely. Um, what sort of things can we look forward to for the future for Alexander the Great Glass?
Well, honestly, to start 2021 with the Heady Bears, I think I couldn't have asked for a better start. The reaction's amazing. And like I said, I'm really into business and marketing, and I can tell when something's a hit and something's like forcing something that's not really there. This is a hit. Like I
Nice.
have to do anything. I post it and they're gone one way or another.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's great to
Yeah,
hear.
so it only took me 6 years, but I finally found my niche, I guess.
Nice. There you go. Um, do you still find the same love and passion that you had when you first started?
Yeah, I think it was a struggle after like I said, I've been here 5 to 6 years working. I think the third to fourth year was one of the biggest struggles because I was taking those orders. I was taking orders from people that I couldn't fulfill, and I would just take it for the money, and I would be filled with anxiety. I had like a little panic attack and everything because like things were very stressful at a point where I was just putting myself in bad positions. I was in school at the time. I had a part-time job, like I still wasn't fully diving into glass. So the stresses were definitely adding up, and taking those orders was making it worse, making
Yeah,
me hate glass a little bit.
yeah, that makes sense. But you sort of understood what you were doing wrong and sort of didn't take the things that you didn't need to take, and it seems like you found
At
found your
all.
flow.
Now,
It seems.
exactly. Now it's just what makes me feel comfortable, what I know I can do, and I do push myself when I have that downtime. But honestly, for orders, is not time to push myself because that just adds the anxiety to the order. When I take the order, I want to know it can be fulfilled.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, well, do you have anywhere we can find your work besides on your Instagram page that you'd like to promote?
Um, my Instagram is honestly the main. I got my Facebook too, which my name is Alexander Colon, Colon. So you can find me on Facebook. I post a lot there. I post a lot on Instagram. You can find me on Reddit too. I have a bunch of posts on Reddit. Let me find the Reddit tag fast so I could say it. But on Reddit, I'm Xander the Great Glass, Xander, the Great Glass. So yeah, those are the places where I post the most, and yeah, just
Heck yeah.
anything. And you could always reach me. I answer within 24 hours. Customer service, the best
Nice.
customer service in the glass game.
Yeah, that's what you said right at the beginning. Was that was one of the big things that you care about most is customer service. That's awesome.
It's huge,
Um,
huge.
is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Um, I always like to give credit to people that have definitely pushed me here. So when it comes to the glass bubble, my partner Sam, all the shop mates, Snoopy Glass, Lou Glass Art, Willie that Glass guy, and Sax Glass, who came in here never on a torch and has already made a name for himself and is building himself up in South Florida. And also, man, honestly, my girlfriend Monique, she does all these designs that I just showed you, the stickers. Like before
Oh, that's
her,
awesome.
my stickers were horrible. This is my regular logo, which he's a Martian. A lot of people don't know, but his name is Xander, and he's like I see him as my personality, and that's where he came from, pretty much.
Yeah, and you got the little crown there,
The
like you were
Heady Bear.
talking about.
Exactly. I had to incorporate it somehow. and the teddy bear she made too. This is actually her art page, Mo Problem. She made a little alien as well.
Nice.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
without her, my marketing and designs would be horrible. So she's a lot of help.
Well, that's awesome. Big shout out to her.
Big time.
Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with us, man. It was super fun to get to talk with you.
No,
really,
for sure, man. I had a lot of fun. This is the first time I ever did anything like this.
Well, it was super fun. It was super awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks for you guys for watching. That was super fun. Huge thank you again to Alexander the Great Glass for joining us for that interview. It was super awesome to get to talk with him and learn a little bit more about him and his glass career. Before we get out of here, I just wanted to mention one more time, like Steve did, we need some help. Help us out at Elev8dolls.com, become a brand ambassador for us, or go check out Elev8 Veterans and learn a little bit more about our nonprofit that we do to help rehabilitate and reacclimate veterans back into society. We do counseling for them. We do glass blood to get their mind off of whatever's going on. All sorts of awesome stuff. Make sure to go check out them for more information. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next week. Elevate, mind, body, and spirit.